Hey guys, this is Allison from Alleycat Creations. How are you? Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you have yet to do so. And if you get anything from my work, a Connect Done Epiphany, a Mind Explosion, a new book to read, a new author to explore, please consider supporting my work. And all the links are down below if you would like to help me out. Fresh out of the mold. I know it's reflecting. Cool new heart. Coasters. I got orange. Business card holder with gems inside. Pyramids, artwork, all that fun stuff you could check out at alisonkatz211.com. There you could scope through my portfolio, and if you see anything you like, you could email me, and all those are on the website and also in the description. Hi, everybody. All the energies. The energies and the installing of upgrades to systems here. Zoom had a big upgrade, so everything is a little displaced. Let's get to the Schumann Resonance here. See that white? Boop. And then we have a time dilation, a time quantum shift. And now we're in the midst of that again. Okay, it uploaded and now it's doing it again. Sorry, guys. We fixed it. Sorry about that. The camera likes to attack me sometimes. You don't need to see my pores. So the energies are very, very high, and geez Louise, I've been going through it. I know a lot of other people have been going through it. It is not fun. Not fun. And I'm gonna jump into that. Also, side note, we as a collective affect the Schumann resonance. So it's not just Earth resonating at a specific hertz, like we influence that as well. So collectively, whatever is going on, these spikes are also caused by us, which is a good sign. I think a lot of us are wanting those blackouts to happen so we time dilate and jump into another timeline that best fits Gaia ascending. She's also ascending. She's sentient. She's conscious. We have to get ourselves grounded. I know I just took a drive this morning. I woke up miserable, unhappy, feeling unsupported. And these are just things that I have to purge out of me. These are not, I know I'm supported. I know I have people, but the people that in-person people, like people I see, I don't feel super supported by certain people. And it is making me question a lot of things. And this is just a part of my purging. This is a part of the big change. I need to make a huge change in my life once again in order to propel myself forward. But when these periods and cycles kind of hit that brick wall where it's like, okay, what do I got to change? Things do present themselves, and they're presenting themselves for me right now. I'm not alone in feeling this way. I've been reading a lot of other people having these, or coming up to like we're recognizing a cycle might be repeating itself. showing itself in different forms, but the feeling feels very similar. And we're at a point where, okay, where do I make the change into the unknown? How do I propel myself? But this is circumstances that are not necessarily new, but they are different people, different things. And now I feel wonky. What do I do? And for me, I've been sitting in contemplation a lot the last couple of days. I've been a workhorse. I've been painting and creating and getting my mind off of the negativity that's affecting my 3D form. I'm not satisfied with how things are going on in my life, and I got to fix it and figure out what it is that I need to do in order to get that fulfillment back and that happiness back. For everybody, it takes different things. Each day I'm doing my saying my affirmations and my mantras, but you wake up, you're human, you're allowed to feel like crap. The weather here is also shit. We had thunderstorms really bad last night. The humidity is very high, so I haven't physically been feeling the greatest. Amongst the energy waves coming in and all of the other fun stuff that comes along with it, I think a lot of us are feeling it, to say the least. Now, someone reached out with a question on one of my book readings, and I want to go over the starseed pull that people feel, because I had the same feeling. When you're kind of first being awoken up to truth and all forms of truth, and you're now settled into the understanding of, okay, shit fucking sucks. And then all of a sudden you're starting to shift gear in what you're listening to or what you're interested in, because okay, you're kind of like, I need something new. This happened to me. I still listen to the truth stuff, the political stuff. I'm still in and under trying to understand it all. But my gaze was like now focused on starseeds. I heard the term a million times, but then it didn't really hit me. I then started watching certain people who were talking about different systems, different types of beings. But these people were putting those beings outside of ourselves. They were placing them that they're out here, right? And they are, but what is actually happening with the Schumann in conjunction, that's why I mentioned it, with the spikes and with time dilations and what we're going through is an upgrade on a mitochondrial level, on a cellular level. We are enhancing our inner body. We are becoming a bit crystalline. We're not going to get there just quite yet. It's still in the infancy of us forming into something else. As our bodies are awakening within, as we're doing the work consciously, the body is starting to release the ethereal memory that our soul is made up of. It's another density form within ourselves that is lotusing out, and we feel drawn to certain star systems, certain aliens, certain species. We're starting to have an affinity to wanting to know more. That's your memory coming back to you. Reading Preparing for First Contact, I am almost done with that book, guys. So the book reviews coming out, they have some very interesting things to say in there. I don't want to ruin the entire book, but from what I get from other people that I listen to, and now they're discovering the same things I already knew, that's just a memory of one of your essences that you're now making a connection with on a density. A starseed, you could be from the Venusian collection, and most of us will be our Venusian in one fractal form. We were Venusian. We are Venusian because we're there. A little portion of us is there already. Another portion of us is in the Arcturian collective. That's a higher octave up. I think the Palladians and the Venusians hold the 5th density spaces and 6. Arcturians and Andromedans are also carrying 5, 6, 7. Mantids, and there's so many different types of starseeds. You're just like, I love the Palladians because I am one right now concurrently, and I get snapshots from that other avatar, that other vehicle. I get snapshots of me being on a ship, with me having a weapon, with me being a warrior. That's the role that I play in that life. That's happening right now. So I am a starseed because I'm already up there. I'm aware of it. But I'm also Venusian. I'm also Arcturian. I'm also the next density levels. And wherever your soul has traversed before, a fragment of you is in an essence, in a form, walking around there right now. Just like when we pass over, Bashar talks about this a lot, and I've recognized this a lot in my own life. Why don't I always feel my parents? Why am I not hanging out with Morgan? Why hasn't she come? I'm with her up there, or another density dimension. I already am spirit. You wake up and you think this life was a dream. This life that you're living, you're consciously aware, you see through your 2 eyes. When you wake up after you pass over, you're going to wake up and be like, what was that? Did that really happen? Because it's like a blip. Well, here, time, linear space carries itself out, and you're like, holy shit. It's very hard to actually think of yourself outside of this body that is inhabiting other forms and other vehicles. You're a facet to a diamond that expands so far and wide and vast. You got to learn how to embody those things, and becoming aware is the starseed attachment to wanting to be something, wanting to recognize that you were Palladian, or you were Arcturian, or Antarian, whatever the race is that you mix with. And Ashana Dean speaks about this too. Bashar also. This vehicle was made by 21 different races. The Anunnaki, we probably hold more of their DNA and their genetic coding and Draconian than most of the other races, but we have Syrian, Andromedan, Lyran, Palladian. They're all the soup that we make us, our vehicles. Okay? Not the soul, vehicles. It's all from source anyway, by the way. They're all from source. All of them have a spark of life, spark of God in them. Now their free will choice is to have an experience that God isn't a part of their paradigm. And we see that all the time. Does that make them evil? It still makes them a part of source, whether you want to acknowledge that or not. God said, frequency and vibratory states, atoms and neurons and quarks. And here comes life in the material world. So, as a starseed, your cellular memory is picking up on a memory or an imprint of another race. And from that race, that's just one fragment of something that is a greater whole for you. So if you feel drawn to a specific race, there is no right or wrong, because a lot of people are afraid that they are draconian or they are Anunnaki. Guys, if you continue to live in polarity, you're going to scare the fuck out of yourselves once you learn you might be draconian or a reptilian. You got to stop with that crap. Not all reptilians, draconians are bad. A lot of them are. But the Palladians, the same thing. We all think they're love and light, and there's two factions, three or four factions, depending on the density that they're dwelling in, that are good and evil. Just like the Syrians and the Andromedans, they all have an agenda here. All of them have an agenda. Is the agenda fitting the human species? If not, it's an experience we need to learn from, overcome. And in order to do that, you need to go in and raise your frequency and get on the board of knowing thyself in a totality sense, so that these things can't manipulate you, so you're not feeding their energy anymore, and then they go bye-bye. You got to play the wit game. And in order to play that game, you got to outwit them. And they're higher density. They have more knowledge than us, but you know what? They don't have creativity like we do. So let's be creative and stop feeding them energy. When you hate things, that is feeding them energy. You are a battery. You have a positive and negative pole. You conduct electricity. You feed these animals, these lower vibratory beings, your energy by feeding agendas and feeding hate. So most people are perpetuating by focusing on certain political agendas and the blame game. And listen, I'm not here to criticize other people for doing what their heart is leading them to do. We're all at different stages. From everything that I've been reading and everything that I've been going through in the last couple of weeks, I'm a way shower. You're not going to like my words right now. Most people do not and will not tolerate what I am saying. A lot of people, I'll put a hypothesis out there, and then like a couple of weeks, maybe 2-3 months later, they're talking about it, giving me zero credit for the fact that I was on it. And now their documents are proving it. It doesn't matter. But acknowledgement may be nice. That's where I'm at right now with what I'm going through, is feeling like I put a lot out, and I do like a lot more than I should be doing. I do a lot for other people. It's not seen really physically, but behind the scenes, I do a lot. And once in a while, an acknowledgement, a thank you, trying to help me, knowing that I'm in a situation that I don't like to be in, I shouldn't have to be in, but I'm there for a reason. It's a learning experience. And now where do I draw my boundaries and my lines? How much can I expend of myself for other people in order for them to have some sort of a return back in energy? I'm not asking financially. I'm just asking something. And I don't get much, if any. And that's where a lot of the sadness comes in, of where I need to make my choices. And these are very hard decisions I have to start making in my life. What is worth keeping and what is worth letting go? What's in my best interest? As selfish as that does sound, I'm sick and tired of going out of my way for so many people for a long period of time, financially also expending myself, where now I don't have it, and seeing where the people are in my life. who I've helped. Now when I'm in need, it's like crickets, crickets. But I do thank all the viewers and the people that do support me and that are doing what they can to buy from me, and I really appreciate it. I'm just okay with the like, shares, and subscribes because I know everybody's in it right now. We're all being challenged in many very difficult ways, in different scenarios, different situations. And we're on the brink of a big change. A lot of us who are the way showers, who are sitting and helping others, we're like, I don't want to put myself on a podium. I don't do that. But people who are in more of the awareness, put it that way, we're being hit hard. I know a couple of people that are also going through very similar mental gymnastics right now, figuring out life, like, okay, this isn't working. How do I make this work? What do I need to do? Oh, you know what? The people that I thought were my tribe really are not necessarily not my tribe, but I think there's another tribe out there for me. Now I got to go look out for it. This is going to happen a couple of times. I equate the soul tribe to a tree. You have your roots that branch out because it's looking for nourishment. It's grounding in earth to hold itself up, but it's also where the nourishment comes in and takes things in. Then you got your trunk of the tree. And that's really the heart of the tree. That is outside, it's hitting all the elements and it's holding up everything, all the branches, all the leaves. And many of the people that are in your tribe are like the branches. You have your core that make up the heart of the tree and the trunk, but you got mostly branches and leaves that, they all have their seasons. A storm comes and some branches fall, some leaves go, and then in the fall, the leaves go and they become back into earth to be either nutrients or mulch. Or they fly away and they try to seed something else elsewhere. And take that as your tribe. There are people that are going to come and go just because they needed to seed you something. They needed to pollinate near you, some ideas. And then they go off on their way. We have some people that are a branch, the storm happens and it falls because, hey, shit does happen. People start distancing themselves out. Things are not resonating and clicking like they used to. People are growing and maturing really quickly. And their branch is now some dog running in the park all the way over there. It happens. The roots are where you're getting new information, where you're getting your nourishment. That's where a lot of us are sitting right now, where we're the root system itself, bringing things in that will nourish our tree. Not everything is for our best and highest. And this is where a lot of us are being tested right now. Where is our best and highest? What are we now resonating with? The energies are going bonkers. We are doing massive purging physically. I've been physically purging like no other. I have barely been eating. I haven't been feeling great. I'm trying to get more sleep, but I'm up at 5. Why? I don't know. Trying to find and trying to shake my algorithm, trying to shake whatever feelings are within me and trying to get it out. And each day I'm working on that. I got my hot tub working. The air keeps going down. I have a leak somewhere. I don't, but I got I have a air pressure thingy to blow it up every time I want to go in. And I sit and I look out in nature and I meditate. And then I am sweating it out because I put it on high heat. And I'm sitting there and sweating. I'm taking, and when I can't go outside because of the weather, I'm taking Epsom salt baths with frequency. And I'm sitting there and I'm also sweating it out and letting all the nasty shit get off of me, physically and emotionally. It helps. I've been meditating a little bit more. I'm shaking up my sleep schedule. I'm trying to go to sleep a little earlier so I can wake up a little earlier. I'm making changes to my routine, seeing what will work and what will not work. Each of us have to try different things, different diets, different this, different that. Whatever it is that you feel like an urge to change, try it. If it doesn't work, go back to the old way. Doesn't hurt to try. A lot of us are at crossroads. A lot of us are on the brink of a massive change in our lives. And for each and every one of us, it's going to appear and like birth itself out differently. When we come into an understanding what needs to get done, and some, like for me, I'm still not clear on what that kind of change is going to look like. I don't know if I'm going to end my relationship. I don't know if I'm going to just part ways with the world at large, everything on my exterior, and just start once again anew. I don't know what I want to do just yet, but I'm very frustrated and very upset with the way I've been feeling. I don't like feeling this way. Like, I like being happy. I like being content. I like going out and doing what I need to do to see other people and to explore things in life and get my downloads and explore them. Oh no. Not this time, Allison. No. It's not. You're it's not over. You're being tested tenfold right now. Hi. Once again, I'm not alone on that at all. Life. So, getting back to Starseeds, because you're multidimensional, your higher selves, there's more than one. You have an oversoul that's the highestly connected to source it could be. Then you have your other selves. And then you as you come back into density to light, but still with form and in and out of form, multidimensional, interdimensional, you're all of that. And your essence, your soul is embodied in different essences. You're multi starseed. And many of us who we claim to have the volunteer, we volunteer to be here to have this experience. It's not just one collective that we came for. We came from a multitude of collectives. Our oversoul chose our portion of the consciousness that is embodied right now. It brought us here. We volunteered to be here because we hold the frequency and the genetic coding within the physical and the ethereal body to go through all of this right now. And even if you don't see fifth density and turn into a light being, because we got to remember the preparing for contact confirms this assumption that I made. It's a hypothesis, so we don't know. I feel it in heart align with it. That fifth density, fifth dimension is there's no longer physicality. We're not physical anymore. We're light. But it's still dense light. And then as you keep going higher and higher, higher, you lose more of your density, lose more of the physicality, the matter. We're emerging from third density, fourth dimension, to fourth density, fourth dimension. That's the leap we're all taking together. Who's ever left on Earth in a physical form is doing this shift. If you happen to pass away, your physical body cannot handle the frequencies any longer. That doesn't mean you're not ascending. You're just going to get a new vehicle if you choose to do so, or you could choose to inhabit the multitude of other realms and other bodies that you are currently running. Wrap your head around that. If I wanted to, I can jump into my Palladian self that's on a starship right now, and I could transfer my consciousness to after this vehicle goes and go to her vehicle if I want to. It's a she. I can jump into my light body and ascend that way. Whatever my soul chose, the route with God, to whatever contract I have, but I know the contracts that we have here have to be played out. So in your discovery of who you are and what you and the components of your soul is made up of, this is the mistake I made. I was like, oh, I'm only one race. No, you're not. No, 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 no. Nope. You're many more things than you think you are. You're just remembering that one aspect of that one race. And you feel affinitized to it. You feel very connected in the moment or in the span of time that you're really like focused on it. Know that you're way more than just one. That your future selves, if you go watch Bashar, he says that the Asani, where Bashar, the being that calls itself Bashar, is Daryl's future self, just in another form, in a higher entity form. I know I have a multitude of them as much as Daryl does. I'm not special, neither is he. Like, he'll tell you, like, we just have more of an awareness to this stuff than a lot of people. But now a lot of people are starting to get their glimpses and starting to get their connections going. You're much more, your star family is extremely vast, and what you are connecting to right in the moment of now is one portion of a bigger family, and it's dimensionally. So the closest, if we're seeing the ships, if we're seeing the scout ships, if we're seeing and we're going on board, those are usually the higher fourth, fifth density beings that we are connecting with. That is us in a higher form with the Venusians, the Palladians, and whatever other vast amounts of species that are dwelling in that density. And they're not necessarily from that density. They must have densified down to be here to aid us. But preparing for first contact, it's usually the species that look closest to us in looks, because some people can't handle, the aliens from Alien, or those nasty little buggers that you see from Independence Day or from MIB. And those are based off a real species. Those movies had a lot of correct xenomorphs, high aliens. Those are real. They very much are, made into fiction, but a lot of that stuff is real. If you watch Dark City, I do a whole separate video on that on my channel. That's also like a race. So we got to understand not to be afraid if we are connected to Draconian and Anunnaki, because we're here to actually help them. Whether you like that or not, we're here to help the ones that got trapped ascend with us. We're bringing the ones that got caught up. They were neutral beings. They didn't have an agenda and they got caught up in the wrong mix. And it was what it is. And we are all here also not only helping Gaia ascend, we're helping them ascend. Our missions are huge here. That's why I'm very adamant about what I say, my TikToks, and all the information I try to bring out, and very convincingly trying to get people to grasp the concepts. I'm not any different from any one of you. I just have more of an awareness at this moment in time, and there are people that have higher awarenesses than me. It's not a competition. We're here for each other. It should be unity consciousness. We were all once a part of a social memory complex. We have to start remembering. And in order to do that work, you have to go inside and do the work. And right now, the work is difficult because we're all purging. We're all getting rid of the old systems, the old programming. We're becoming like, I'm getting frustrated with myself because I see a cycle starting to repeat. But with all the changes I just made in my life the last 2 years, and the progression I have made on a spiritual and physical level, I'm at a stalemate of like, now how do I move? What do I do? I'm putting myself out there. I'm doing more. I'm making a lot of different changes to see what will stick and what doesn't. But in the meantime, it's very frustrating. Who is beneficial for my life? Who is not? Who's going to walk with me to make these changes? Who's going to help me get the word out? And my words are not easy to grasp right now because everybody's still on a hate train. They're on bandwagons. We hate these people. We want them dead. Without understanding that still source having an experience through other people that you might not particularly like. I don't like them that much, but I don't hate them, and I'm still giving them unconditional love in hopes that they can make changes. I live in divine neutrality. I look at both sides. I don't like what both sides are doing right now. There's a lot of outside distractions that are taking you away from the prime objective of going within and knowing yourself. I'm just being honest. And I see it more and more, the collective. A lot of people are taking breaks. A lot of people aren't as on top of being at every, podcast and show for people. I see the agendas of people steering towards more of a financial scenario than others. I'm seeing a lot of people finally getting, oh, I kind of stopped listening to that person because they were not producing any kind of critical thinking. They're just basing their information, I saw that, off of other people. Oh, that's an agenda. Oh, I now see the narratives. Like, people are starting to see this shit that I've been pointing out, and it's great. Thank you. It's not going to be an easy ride, but it's a challenging one. Your seatbelt isn't all the way strapped in, and you're jumping around in the choo-choo train, and then and you're like holding on for dear life because your seatbelt's not secured enough, and you could fall off the ride at any moment. It's going to fling you somewhere. A lot of us are at that stage. Just know you're not alone. Know that it is normal. It's a part of our purging. It's a part of the process that we're all going through. Doesn't make it any easier. I know today I had to cry it out. I had to get whatever feelings that were stuck within me. And as much as I wanted to go and speak to people, I I was in a state that would have been an attack, Aries mode. And instead of doing that, I took a drive and calmed myself down and got myself into a better headspace. It stopped raining, so I went and I put my hand on my trees and communed with them. Little Thor came a little late this morning, but I'm saying all this to say we're in the thick of things. The culture, the political climate, all these things are starting to come out and starting to be dropped. And it's not necessarily now proving right or wrong. It's like, where are we moving this forward? How are we moving this forward? Gaia is asking us to raise our frequency. In order to do that, you got to do the work within. So it's asking yourself to give more time to self-care, going within and doing a lot of reflecting. If you're starting to see cycles repeat, well, figure out how to stop it, purge that feeling in the first place so that you're better capable of moving forward. Because we need a bunch of us to start being way showers in how to raise our frequency and how the ideas are going to merge on what society we want. What do we want? What form of government do we want? Got to start thinking of these things. We have everybody still waiting on an RV. Oh, Allison, go get your dinner. And I'm not making fun of those people. I love you guys. I really do. I get it. I get a lot of messages from a lot of people. Make sure you have this. Well, you know what? I'd rather be able to feed myself in the now than have something to hold on to that might not do anything for me. I burned myself out when I had to move from New York. I gave it all up. I wiped my retirement out. There wasn't much there in the first place. But in order to be able to move, I had a lot of taxes, a lot of fees that I was unexpectedly having to owe. When you're single and you don't have children, you get raped the most. There is a lot that people have no awareness of, but just make assumptions. I don't have that kind of security like everybody else. I've worked different jobs because I got a chlorine allergy that's wiped in that one career that I had. The second career, the same thing. So I didn't have a career that sat me nice with a 401k and a nice like retirement fund. I don't have any of that. I don't have security. The only security is my assets. So when people ask me, do I have certain things? Do we really know if it's going to come to fruition or not? Why are you so sure? Because you're listening to other people or you're going within? I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to make you question what you are hearing in the first place. Things will get easier, but the work has to be put in for that in order to happen. What are you doing on your everyday basis to make life easier and not harder for yourself? I know for me, I get a lot done in the morning, even though I used to wake up at 3:30 in the morning every day, and sometimes 4 o'clock in the morning. I get a lot done before a certain time, and then I can start giving myself breaks to relax. I know my schedule is going to change once I go back to the 3D matrix world and start working again because I have no choice. My choices are limited. And I guess that's where I felt this morning when I woke up and I'm like, wow, I really don't feel supported in so many facets in my life that I really had to sit back and take the entire morning to go through all of those emotions and to figure out what are the ones I need to start changing or at least addressing. That's the crazy thing. And what major change is on the cusp of happening that I wrote in for myself that I don't remember. How do I move through this energy? We're going to do some card pulls because I'm not alone right now. There's so many people who are channeling that are saying very similar things to me. And it feels great to know when I'm listening to those people that, yes, we are in the thick of shit right now. Just be compassionate with yourself and understand like there's a humongous metamorphosis going on. We're in the junk stage in the chrysalis. We're all liquefied and we're all going through the gunk in order to start materializing as a butterfly. We're in that phase. We're being liquefied and it's gross and but at the end, we're going to come out and fly. We're in those stages right now. Each of us are in different stages of that forming of the chrysalis. Some people are still a caterpillar. Some people are the caterpillar just rolling around and doing caterpillar things. Other people started going up and finding a little safe spot to start forming their cocoon. We're all at different stages. That's another component of all of this being difficult is what I'm putting out is not really receptive by a lot of people right now because they're not at that stage yet. They're not in the comprehension yet. They're not in the understanding yet. They will one day be, and I can't wait for that to happen for so many people. When we come into that awareness that you feel alone, I know I'm not alone. In my physical world, I am. And that's the part that I have to start shedding to find new sources of what is going to fulfill me, what is going to support me, what will come in to for me to have my head on someone's shoulder for once. Usually a lot of us are the shoulders for so many people. I've been the shoulder for so long, and when things hit the fan in the shitty way, there's not many people I could put my head to lean on. And the people that I could use help from are crickets. That happens in life. It's about finding who will be there to support you through the good and the bad, not just through their bad times. And then when you have a bad time, it's like, oh, I am too busy for you. We all know those people. We all know them. I have plenty of them. Still love them. And, hopefully they wake up one day. But we're going to get into some cards now because I know a lot of you I need them too. Okay, got some different cards here. We have agape, devotion, unconditional love. This is an archetype that a lot of us are inhabiting right now. What if instead of you putting yourself at the center of your spiritual practice, you put God, goddess, or nature at the center? How would this change your approach? Such as the energy of agape. It is alive when you are in awe and wonder, our breath taken away by the sacred force that surrounds us and asks for nothing in return. Mm. The agape card may suggest you reassess what your worship every day, consciously or unconsciously. What are you elevating? Where does the sacred ladder you climb ultimately lead to? So we're being asked that self journey that we're all taking, the womb. You're birthing from the womb of yourself, the God within. What is being created from yourself, from your love of self, from your understanding of what God, source, is? Putting it all together that forms the one. Then we have the medallion. What sacred object do you need to release? What is the things that you're attracted to on the material side that needs to be released? What are the things in your life that you are attracted to that give you the most energy? These are the things that we need to contemplate right now, things that we need to take into consideration. You're birthing a new life cycle. You're birthing a new life, a new creation within the one. What are the things in the material world that you need to drop that's holding you back from achieving this rebirth? From understanding that all is source. Unconditional love. What are you birthing into existence and creating? And what are the things that you're keeping that are going to hold you together? I love the archetype book because it flows right into the next two cards. Soul Journey. And boy, are a lot of us on this damn journey. You are ready to start because look, you're birthing it in. A new chapter is beginning for you right now. This time, go easy on yourself. I know a lot of us are trying. Be courageous, loving being you are. Breathe into the present moment and allow any anxieties to drop away. I think a lot of us are trying the best that we can to do that. I know I am. Enjoy the journey and stop thinking the future will bring something better. When the future arrives, it will be now. Step out of the shadow of the past. All that matters is what you decide to do from this moment. Your life is yours to live in whatever way it is meaningful for you. You brought yourself to this life and you are responsible for the quality of it. Trying to understand your reason for coming here will just hold you back. I don't resonate with that statement. I think it's a journey of understanding why you came here. I don't think it should be the premise of like how you, if you're obsessive over it, that will hinder you. You still got to live your everyday life, guys. You still got responsibilities and 3D dimensional nonsense to put up with. So you can't focus on it all the time, but you should figure out to some extent. You don't need to know all of it. You just need to know something of why you're here. And that's a journey on its own. As you move forward, you will understand your motives. Experience allows you to better handle crisis. You are now deliberately creating a new chapter in your life. You are such an amazing pioneer. the soul's journey is being taken right now. And each and every one of us is birthing in from that womb card to the agape card. We're bringing a sense of unconditional love to ourselves that we have yet to have an awareness of. Okay. The womb is where the God spark hits. It's where your soul enters into the material world. It's a portal. Women are portals. This is where creation is born. The womb is how things are manifested out into the outer world. When you bring the idea of source through it all and come back to that understanding that all is source, but there is the all that is, and bring the love frequency into alignment with your womb of creation, whatever that is, expressive or not, metaphorically or not, it starts your journey into the rebirth, because we are being asked to only reach for the things in the material world that will leap us forward, and to drop the things that are limiting us. Because ask your soul. Wise questions create wise answers. Something you have asked for will soon turn up in your life. Every time you request something, you plant a seed in your quantum field or vibrational reality. Sorry there. Where it begins to grow and move towards you. This is how we create and expand consciousness. Asking is the first step in any creation. It only needs to be about 10% of the creative process. But somehow, most of us make it about 90%. If we don't see any evidence our desires are coming into existence, we keep asking. This holds us in a place where the answers can't be heard. What you desire is on its way. You only need to ask once. It doesn't matter whether this is out loud or in your mind, because the universe interprets vibrations, not words. So I will give you an example. When I'm meditating and I'm stuck, I ask for clarity on something specific. Abundance is not only material gain in financial terms, or it's an abundance of other things and other modalities that come to help a human, right? To help us as a soul. And for myself, I hold that question. I need clarity on how to be more abundant to where I can self-sustain myself and be happy. Once I put that question out there, I let it go. Like I make an energy ball, I throw it out to the universe, and then out it goes. And eventually I'll start getting my answers, or things will start happening for me. Don't worry, that's like a smoothie in a big gulp cup. Healthy. Promise. I reuse and recycle. If you've ever gotten a creation from me, it's usually in a recycled box. I'm a recycler. So this journey that we're all on, it is not an easy one. It's a lot of us are in that. We're starting a new cycle. Things do have to drop away from us, and it's deciding what is needed to be dropped out of our lives. So in order for to get the old energy out to create something new. And a lot has yet to manifest for a lot of us when it comes to that kind of abundance. I blended a strawberry, raspberry. What else did I put in there? Strawberry and raspberry with some tea. It's really good. We have Nightingale spirit. Love is all around. You need to be reminded. Beaver spirit, lay a solid foundation. Bat spirit, a rebirth is assured. So we're in that in between. A lot of us are there in the in between going, we're waiting. We're waiting and waiting and waiting, and it will come. Everything has divine timing and divine orchestration for all of us. But it comes back to the idea navigating people being your shoulder, people standing up and being the chain of help, Amish mindset. That's where a lot of that stuff starts coming into play. If we're supposed to start working together, how can we do that when it's a small percentage of people partaking in those Amish mindsets? I wish I had more room. If I had another desk, it would be great, but that doesn't always happen. I don't even know. Transparency. The energy of transparency supports our expression toward a higher vibrational state of being with more insight, honesty, and clarity. So just like I'm airing out my truth and being authentic with it, I'm not smoothing everything over like butter on white bread. I'm not doing that. Like, I'm telling you how I've been feeling honestly. And could that change tomorrow? Absolutely. We're entitled to wake up having a bad moment or feeling like a lot of things are collapsing in on us. And that's just, hey, that's the universe saying, hey, you gotta actually now start dealing with this shit and let it go. Connection. A frequency of connection supports our ability to find alignment and resonance with others, things, and ideas. So this is kind of what I was saying earlier with the tribe, that some people are a part of the branch, the storm comes and the branch isn't strong enough to hold on with the tree and it falls. We got to find what we are connected to, and that stuff changes in each season. So don't be hard on yourself. Everybody goes through the seasons. Everybody changes their thinking, or what they're seeing in the world, how it's depicted may change. We got to be open and accepting that things are changing, and that when we let go of the control of how things are supposed to, what our brains tell us are supposed to look like, and just let the universe do its thing and get out of the way, things come faster. I learned that when I sold my house and just jumped off the cliff and went for it. I let go of a lot. I haven't pulled from this deck in a while. Bountiful nature. Spending time in nature helps shift you to a higher vibration and reminds you of God's infinite abundance. Go outside and enjoy a walk or a hike with your pet. Meditate beneath a tree, garden, sit under the stars, or do some other activity to connect with the limitless vastness. Look how cute. Clearing debts. Your self-care involves removing the heavy burden of financial and emotional debts from your life. Huh. You already feel lighter and freer just by facing this topic and making a plan to present clear obligations and avoid future ones as well. So a lot of us are in that phase of clearing. I know I am. Clean energy food. When you fuel your body with a healthful organic diet, you increase your energy levels and ability to focus. This automatically leads to more efficiency, better ideas, and higher vibration, which attracts golden opportunities and beneficial relationships. I'm going to say this. You got to do what your body is speaking. So yeah, can you improve your diet instead of eating garbage? Like, even though I have like my tea/fruit smoothie in a big old cup, that doesn't mean I'm drinking from it. But what I will say is not everybody can stay or afford the organic stuff. So bless your food. I'm not here to judge you. Does eating healthier create a better vibratory state within you? Yes, but it's also a mind state as well. It's also doing what's best for what your body is asking, and each and every one of us has different needs and different structures that our body needs. So as much as those cards are great, I promote do you, boo. If you know you need to eat or clean up some things in your diet, great. It's a helpful tool. Take that as it will. I don't necessarily believe that people who live off junk food because that's all they can afford isn't any less spiritual than somebody that eats cleanly. It's just it's a mindset. That's all. Because some people can't afford, the $10 head of lettuce at Whole Foods. Or the clean organic materials because, some people only have $5. I used to be one of them. And slowly making my way back there. Prudence, self-assurance, honesty, integrity, perceptiveness, clear-mindedness. This is my darker deck. We do need to have some prudence. Things do need to be weighed and balanced out. Migration, initiate beginnings, freedom, adventure, first step. We're all putting our big toe in that big pool of uncertainty and the unknown, so we don't know what is coming. We might want to hear everybody else's conjecture on what will be coming, but in this space, we really don't know what's going to happen. Stoicism, peaceful, harmonious, receptiveness, and manifestation. We create a reality. So as much as the outside world sucks right now, we got to come into a more peaceful and harmonious sense of self, as this is home. And I love my home as much as today sucked. You are unique. Be brave, a little crazy, but be yourself. To conform is to die inside. Be brave and be yourself. New strategy is required. Find the path to love and happiness. And I think this is the path that we're all trying to take right now, but you got to be true to yourself and your convictions and your boundaries. And I think that's where a lot of us are trying to establish, not necessarily take the old boundaries and refine them. I know I'm trying to take my boundaries because a lot of my paradigm has shifted. A lot of my perceptions have shifted. So a lot of my boundaries had to go and be released because they weren't working anymore. Now it's reformatting how I want to take what worked out of those boundaries and apply it, but shift them into something new. And I think we're all on that process right now. The time is right. Seize the day and make progress on your soul path. So like anything today, this is for me, my excitement. I love drawing cards and talking and getting it out, but also enlightening other people. So this makes me happy. And I already feel my energy shifting, and it worked because my sage isn't burning anymore. Inspire beauty. Show your inner beauty to the world. So I will say this. Whether you're alone or not, wear something that excites you. That's appropriate to go out in front of kids, mind you. But dress your best just because. Not because you have somewhere to go, or treat yourself to a coffee. Go out for a walk. Who cares? If you're walking in your authenticity, you're not going to worry about what other people think about you. Have purpose. Your journey is worthwhile. As we're stepping into this new rebirth on our soul journey, find the purpose in why you're here. You might just be aware that you're the lighthouse. You are holding frequency. You're just here to be. You can make it way more than that. Full potential, achieve what you desire. And that's what I'm making my best attempts at doing right now. What do I desire? I would love to be an inspired artist. I would love to sell my artwork on a bigger platform and a bigger stage. It takes time and it takes steps and it takes, unfortunately, abundance that I don't necessarily yet have, but I'm going to manifest it. Realization, feel your emotions as they arise. So yeah, I realized a lot this morning. Woke up and I needed to release. I need to be real with myself. I needed to purge those emotional states out, and I need to look at my relationships. I need to look at my interactions. I need to look at where I find the energy exchange. It doesn't need to be equal, but some of that energy doesn't even come back to me. And it doesn't need to be anything expansive. It's just an exchange in general. And I think that's where my realization started hitting this morning. That like, I'm not necessarily happy. I'm not pretending to be happy, but things are really getting real. And now how do I look and reflect and ponder what solutions can be for me? And I know for many of you, a lot of you are going through it too. So what are you thinking about? What are you pondering? What's coming up in your collective consciousness? What are the things that isn't working out for you anymore? What do you need to change? And change does take time. It's not like tomorrow I'm gonna dump everybody and say. It's coming into what is realistic. What boundary do I need to put up? And how do I move forward? Encouragement. Your love is invaluable to the earth and to those around you, even though you may not always see the positive effect your love has on others. Trust, for it does. Each time you offer love through a loving gesture, thought, or a word, you plant a seed of love. And love always generates more love and trust, and continue your loving work. From my aspect, that will never stop. Affirmation. Be aware of your language and thoughts. The most powerful statement you can ever make, think, or feel is thank you. Be grateful for all the blessings in your life as we acknowledge the divine order of life. The universe responds with ever greater blessings. You are a powerful creator. All you say and think resonates through heart of creation, and creation responds accordingly. It's taking its time, though. I know, divine orchestration and divine timing. I know. Okay, I can show her. And so, a way through the struggle has already been created for you, and you are being led onto the path. Your authentic soul path may include recognition and acclaim, notable success and admiration. Be grateful, but do not be dazzled or distracted by such experiences. Focus on what connects you to your heart and grounds you in the simplicity of spiritual truth, which is the patience of love, kindness, and peace. This will allow for successful progress in the material world without disturbing the sanctity of your soul. That's why I had a little smirk on my face, because I knew this was incoming. Aeon Soph is the universe pulling rabbits out of a hat on a cosmic scale, because the spiritual light emerges from the spacious of infinite potentiality. That's one of my big words. It is imbued with endless creativity, resourcefulness, and spontaneous responsiveness. Whatever is needed is made manifest, provided to the receptive heart, and will benefit all beings. Aeon Soph illuminates the ways of sacred soul magic that create healing and deep fulfillment. It recognizes there is a problem, yet does not dwell on it, nor invoke toxic mind games or blame and shame. Genuine spiritual connection helps us outgrow our problems. Ego will tell you a situation is too complicated or someone else is to blame. Or if you could just change this one thing, healing could happen. But when you are in ego, you are not spiritually effective. You will be locked in suffering and confusion. As a human being, you are able to use your free will as you choose. You can focus on the negative and distance yourself from the light. Refuse to trust and insist you always know best. But you could choose to feel unappreciated, betrayed, or afraid when life does its unpredictable dance. Spirit will love you and seek to help you, even when you use your free will in such a way. At any time, you can choose to say, enough of that misery, and open your heart to connect with the higher creative healing intelligence of the light. Acknowledgement is the beginning of healing. If something isn't quite right, be kind and wise enough to admit it. Then seek out the genuine light, which will invoke peace in your heart. Have the courage and trust to let go of approaches that will not lead you anywhere worth going. As you open yourself to what is, even the unexpectedly difficult twists of fate, you will become even closer to the radiant grace and luminous clarity, which is reassuring you, healing you, and guiding you and loving you. Why I smirked. And it's the truth. I stopped myself several times in the last few days for projecting out some of the things that were going on with me that I didn't want to project on other people, but have to word wiser because I still love people and I just have to put my boundaries up and do the things that make me happy and create that that mental gymnastics is getting out of the gunk, recognizing you're there and moving past it, moving and transforming it into something better. So what did I do today? I had a good cry. I was pondering and reflecting on a lot of what is bothering me. It doesn't mean it's going away anytime soon, but I transmuted the by taking a drive, clearing my head, refocusing my day, and then I came back to do a video, and here we are. So try those techniques if you're having trouble like I did this morning. We're human, by the way. It's okay. I hope all of you got something out of this. I don't know if I'm doing a TikTok today. We'll see. Sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding and protective energy. Please go within. Be the shoulder. Be the lighthouse. Seed your truths. Be the unconditional love in this world. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Thank you also very much for your support, and I appreciate each and every one of you that views me on a daily basis or for the first time. Hi. Thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.